A lone guy on a rickety sea outpost spots something bizarre on the horizon. He grabs his binoculars, squints, and hands them to the captain. Out there, in the middle of the endless ocean, a creepy, motionless ship has just appeared out of nowhere. The captain's curiosity is piqued, but something feels off. Weirder still, the radar's completely blank. No sign of this mystery ship. Instantly, the captain sounds the alarm, and the crew snaps into high alert, training their cannons on the suspicious vessel. The crew's on edge. One of them, Xiaohei, guesses it might be a supply ship sent to restock them. But when Rahi, the comms guy, tries to radio the ship, he gets nothing but dead air. No matter how many times he calls, there's no response. To make things even shadier, the ship's parked just outside their cannon range like it's taunting them. Everyone's gut is screaming that something's not right. This isn't just a random ship. There's gotta be some kind of scheme behind it. Here's the deal. It's 2063 and Earth's a mess. Most of the land's been swallowed by floods, and this sea outpost is a critical hotspot fought over by nations. The outpost itself is barely holding together, teetering on the edge of collapse. Add to that, the crew's been stuck here way past their 2-year rotation. Food's running low, drinking water's almost gone, and for the last 3 months, they've been surviving on scraps of stinky tofu. Oh, and the outpost's nuclear reactor. It sprung a leak. They're down to a week's worth of anti-radiation pills. So yeah, this creepy ship showing up, it's the last thing they need. After some serious thought, the captain makes a call. Xiaohei's got to check out the ship alone. Xiaohei's not thrilled, his face says it all. But there's no one else. Rahi's tied to the radio, Baldy's stuck manning the cannons, and the captain's got to stay in charge. So Xiaohei grudgingly hops into a lifeboat and heads toward the mystery ship. The closer he gets, the weirder it feels. The ship's hull is scarred and rusted, yet it's gliding smoothly across the water. He circles it, shouting into the void, but there's no sign of life. The eerie silence is enough to make anyone's skin crawl. Steeling himself, Xiaohei climbs aboard, knowing this ship might be their only shot at survival. He radios the captain to report the ship's condition, keeping the line open just in case. Then, he shuts off his walkie-talkie and starts exploring. Inside, the ship's a mess. Broken equipment, cobwebs everywhere, even on the cups. It's clearly been abandoned for ages. But then he finds something odd. 4 neatly stacked sets of military gear, like they were left by a relief team sent to replace them. So where the heck is the crew? It's like they vanished into thin air, and Xiaohei's mind is racing. Here's where it gets wild. The ship's loaded with food, actual, edible food. Xiaohei, who hasn't had a proper meal in months, can't resist. He grabs a piece of bread and starts chowing down, completely forgetting to check in with the captain. Back at the outpost, the captain's freaking out. No word from Xiaohei. That's bad news. He assumes the worst and decides they've got no choice but to blow the ship out of the water before it becomes a bigger problem. Problem is, the ship's too far for regular cannons. So the captain turns to the big guns. The nuclear option, literally. Launching a nuke requires 2 keys. One the captain has, the other with Rahi. Rahi's not on board with this plan at all, but disobeying orders isn't an option. Reluctantly, he hands over his key. The captain slots both keys into the launch device, and a random launch code pops up. Rahi tries to talk him down one last time, but the captain shuts him up fast. Just before hitting the big red button, though, the captain decides to try Xiaohei one more time. And guess what? Xiaohei, mid-bite, finally remembers to grab his radio and check in. Disaster averted. For now, the nuke's called off and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. But here's the kicker. The captain doesn't give Rahi's key back. Rahi's not having it. He demands his key, but the captain brushes him off, saying the situation's too unclear to return it. Meanwhile, Xiaohei tows the mystery ship back to the outpost with his lifeboat. The whole crew gathers around, desperate to figure out what's going on. Baldy, the outpost's top technician, jumps aboard to inspect the ship. He discovers the engine's been dead for months. So how is it moving? And why is it packed with food but no crew? The captain dives into the ship's logs, downloading every detail and studying a map of nearby waters. Plotting the ship's path, he's stunned. It was supposed to reach the outpost ages ago, but veered off course just nearby. Something's seriously wrong here. While the captain's piecing things together, Baldy keeps digging into the ship's systems. Xiaohei catches him working late and gets a game-changing update. The engine's trashed, but it's fixable. Xiaohei's over the moon. This could be their ticket out of this crumbling outpost. He rushes to tell Rahi, and hope starts to flicker. You see, Xiaohei and Rahi have been getting close during their long, miserable days at the outpost. Xiaohei's already dreaming of life back on the mainland. But Rahi? He's not so sure. Deep down, he knows the captain won't let them leave that easily. The words hit Xiaohei like a punch to the gut. Crushed, Xiaohei walks away, his hopes of them leaving together shattered. He starts packing his bags to head out alone. But before he can process his heartbreak, the outpost's alarm blares. Rahi checks the radar. Another unknown ship is closing in, and this time, it's way too close for comfort. The captain doesn't hesitate. He orders Baldy to fire the cannons and sink it. Xiaohei and Baldy scramble to load the ammo, and with the captain's command, Baldy pulls the trigger, but the shot misses. They reload under the captain's barked orders, while Rahi frantically tries to radio the mystery ship. Suddenly, Rahi freezes. Something's wrong. The ship on the radar, it's moving away from them. He bolts to the dock below and makes a chilling discovery. The supply ship they towed back, their ticket out of this hellhole, is gone. It dawns on Xiaohei and Baldy mid-reload. They're firing at their ship, the one that could have saved them. The captain must have cut the ropes, letting it drift away to trap them here. Furious, Baldy confronts the captain, who doesn't even flinch. He pulls a gun on them. Baldy, fed up, steps forward despite the barrel in his face. The captain fires, grazing Baldy's ear. Xiaohei, terrified the captain's lost it, reluctantly follows orders. They fire again, and this time, the cannon hits its mark. A fiery explosion lights up the sea, and their hope of escape goes up in flames. Baldy's done. Bleeding and enraged, he lunges at the captain, but before things spiral further, Rahi grabs a fire extinguisher and knocks the captain out cold from behind. The three of them lock the unconscious captain in the outpost storage room and retrieve the 2 nuclear launch keys. Baldy wants to end the captain for good, but Xiaohei stops him. He's angry too, but murder's not the answer. Xiaohei confronts the captain in the storage room, demanding to know why he's sabotaging them. The captain, calm as ever, explains, the supply ship's logs showed it was supposed to arrive months ago, but veered off course just 16 kilometers from the outpost. He claims he had no choice but to destroy it to protect them. Xiaohei's not buying it. Things take a wild turn when a drunken Baldy snaps. He attacks Rahi, choking him and snatching the 2 keys. Baldy storms to the control room, hell-bent on launching the nuke to blow up the entire outpost. He's given up on everything, ready to end it all. Xiaohei races after him, pleading with Baldy to stop. Baldy starts entering the launch code, but lucky break. He's so wasted he forgets the last digit. Xiaohei talks him down, and Rahi snatches the keys back. Crisis averted. But then Baldy drops a bombshell. He was going to kill the captain earlier, only to find the storage room empty. The captain's gone. They check and find the storage room window pried open. Out in the endless ocean, where could he have gone? Desperate for answers, Xiaohei searches the captain's room and finds his notebook with navigation logs and a sea chart. The chart shows the supply ship's bizarre detour, just like the captain said. Maybe he was telling the truth. A storm's brewing and the sea's churning up piles of debris. The crew's been scavenging this junk for supplies for months. Baldy and Rahi head out to salvage what they can, while Xiaohei stays behind to haul in a fishing net. But it's heavy. Too heavy. Struggling, he pulls it up and freezes. A human arm is tangled in the net. Heart pounding, he drags it aboard and finds the captain's body, a bullet hole in his head. Someone murdered him. In 2063, this outpost has only 4 soldiers: the captain, Xiaohei, Baldy, and Rahi. With the captain dead, Xiaohei's mind races. He remembers Baldy's erratic behavior and digs into the outpost's records. Turns out, Baldy has a history of severe manic episodes. His tech skills got him a pass, despite failing psych evaluations. Xiaohei's blood runs cold. He rushes to the deck and spots the salvage boat returning, with only Rahi on board. Rahi's in tears, claiming Baldy insisted on diving for supplies and never came back up. His story's convincing, but Xiaohei's not sold. Something's off. Xiaohei digs deeper, pulling out the captain's logs and cross-checking the supply ship's route with the outpost's duty records. The night the supply ship went off course, Rahi was on duty. The pieces click. Xiaohei keeps his cool, watching Rahi closely. Using Rahi's trust in him, Xiaohei swipes the 2 keys and activates the outpost's self-destruct sequence with a dynamic code. Rahi catches on and confronts him, but it's too late. Cornered, Rahi confesses everything. His family was killed in the war, driving him to join this outpost for revenge. He sabotaged the supply ship by disabling the outpost's beacon and sending fake coordinates, luring it off course. When the ship got close, he rode out, pretending to be a friendly sentinel, and gunned down the crew. His plan? Take control of the outpost's nuke. When the captain started suspecting him, Rahi cut the supply ship loose, framed the captain, and later killed him, dumping his body in the sea. He thought he'd covered his tracks, but he missed the captain's logs. Just as the self-destruct countdown nears 0, the expected explosion doesn't come. Nothing happens. Turns out Baldy, before he disappeared, had secretly disabled the nuke's activation system. He knew a detonation would trigger a tsunami that could wipe out humanity. so he scrapped the program entirely. But without the nuke, the outpost's strategic value is gone, and exposing its secrets could spark a global war. Xiaohei and Rahi realize they have no choice but to stay and guard the outpost, keeping its secrets from whatever forces come next. They didn't escape, but they stopped a catastrophe. In the end, their 3 years of sacrifice seem meaningless. The nuke was a bluff all along. Yet, this crumbling outpost in 2063's endless ocean stands as a fragile line between peace and disaster. Every choice they made shaped humanity's future, proving even the smallest players can hold the line when it counts. And that's where the story ends. If this recap hooked you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one.